Okay, I think it's time to start. Let's be seated. I know all of you guys are photographers, love to photograph, but you'll really get a lot of opportunities to photograph. First, let me tell you good morning, very good morning on this Sunday morning, and it's really nice to see so many of you on a Sunday morning, because trust me, Sunday morning is something which I love to rest in my house, and really surprised to see so many faces, young faces, that too on a Sunday morning. You must be wondering, some of you already know it, some of you must be wondering why you are here actually. This is basically, we are doing a photo Adda, kind of a this unconventional photo Adda. It's not that typically we have some photos and someone will be giving you gyan or something. This is actually a follow-up of the last Sunday. We had a heritage photo walk, and what we are doing today is we are reviewing some of the photos, and we have Ramuna with us who would be going through all of them and giving some brief about that heritage walk. And of course, as we had already announced that there would be some competition, so many of you have already submitted a lot of photographs, and so we'll discuss about that also. And we have RJ Roy with us, so it will be a fun kind of a session. There will be lots of quizzes and games also. Before we start, let me just give you a brief about. Some of you must be wondering why AKLF, it's a literary festival, it's done by APJ Oxford, and why we are having so many heritage walks. If you remember, in the month of October, we had this Bangla Heritage Walk also, ABUC at Park Street and all those areas. As a group, APJ groups, this is kind of a part of their QSR activity, CSR activity, corporate social responsibility, where apart maintaining heritage and maintaining this kind of structures is part of the policy which APJ actually promotes. You must have seen that Park Mansion in 2012, it was completely revived, and we have got the Heritage Award for that also. So it's kind of the policy of the company to, give a new experience to the heritage, and we love to do this heritage walks. And this is not the end of it. ABSU, AKLF, and this whole year, this is just the beginning of the year, we'll have lots of sessions like this, and we'll surely partner with Calcutta, Instagram, Streets of Calcutta, and other similar groups to have more such heritage walks. So before, so taking any more time, I just want to get straight into this activity. So I would like to call the next person to take on the chair and start the activity. You can speak from here, right? Yeah, you can use the.
Let's start the first one. Many of us were here on the last day when we conducted this photo walk. If some of you are not there, it's a recap of the earlier session. Slide. You can go to the slideshow.
As you know, the walk starting from college, in front of the college will come out.
Wait, this is one of the lights. This hold on.
All the foot positive space.
AKLF Heritage
Let's start. The walk number শুরু করেছিলেন কলেজ এটা হলো the Infrared Heritage Walk. We started from Infrared to College Street Coffee House. The College Street Coffee House started operating in 1942. Before that, it was Albert Hall. The Albert Hall got converted into the coffee house, and we started to walk from this historic Albert Hall or the nostalgic copy also, let's say. Next. Next. If you don't mind. Some of you don't mind. Like Adda angle international.
No.
Right. You go ahead. This was angle of a copy out. That is a fancy college. The mind you, I said something wrong about this college that day. So it was with me. So it is next to me. We rectified it and we put the right rectification. Vidyasagar was Vidyasagar did not found a college. He was a student. Later became a teacher and finally the principal of this college. And under him the college is Pinay. From college we went behind the coffee house. It followed the name.
Right. So this we see, this is on Monkey Charity Street as we take right, moving from Sanskrit College. So this is a mosque which is right next to the Bengal, the Calcutta University Institute, which is named the Jahan Khan Mosque. Nobody really knows how old it is, but I spoke to some people and they say put it at about 150 years old at least. So this is named after Jahan Khan, who in the 14th century, sorry, was very much instrumental in spreading Islam throughout Bengal. And a lot of his legacy can still be seen in today Bangladesh. So if anybody has been to Bangladesh, there is the Shah Gumbaj Mosque in Bangladesh, which is very old and very. I think it's near Dhaka, not in the Dhaka city. So that is what it is. So this is named after Jahan Khan, and we can go on to the next. So this is a very quick plug. You get to see right next to the Jahan Khan Mosque. This is actually talking about the house behind. You get to see the house there. Can we have a picture of the house? Yeah, that's the house basically. Yeah. So this is the house where Mr. Aurobindo Ghosh, when he was, then a firebrand nationalist, and trying to fight for a national cause, was, living here for a quite short while after he was released from prison, and then he lived there for some time, and then he moved on to Chandanagar, and then he went on and went on to establish and got on a different path altogether. Aurobindo.
Well, I'll add something. This was a place where you must be knowing Aurobindo got arrested for the Alipu case, and obviously the famous lawyer Adda for his case, and he was taken out of the jail, and coming out of the jail, he stayed in his house for a few days before he went on to Chandanagar to the French territory, and then further went on to Pondicherry, which was again a French territory, and he started in all the social revolution forms and other things. Next one.
Right. So again, as we move toward north on Monkey Charity Street, this is another interesting building and aspect of it. This is the Bengal Philosophical Society, and so as we discussed then, those who were not there. So this is the Bengal chapter of, and probably going to the second chapter in India, of the Theosophical Society, which was a very alternate religious order, you could say, which started in America, was started by a Russian lady and an American gentleman. And it came to India in about 1870s. And it will be very interesting to note that in India, the main cause of its spread, and it was actually spearheaded by Annie Besant. Before she got into national politics and she got into Congress. So the interesting bit about, they don't believe in a particular religion, they believe in the unity of all religions, and they try to find a common bond between the various realms of humanity. They believe in occult sciences, and then they're still in function, they still practice, right, like planchette and all. So yeah, spooky. So
the same building,
yeah,
with the crude Bengali translation. You can see the entrance.
Right now again, the wonders on Buckingham Charity Street continue. So as we leave couple of buildings and move toward further north from Theosophical Society, we come across this, the Mahabodhi Society of India headquarters. So this is mainly a Buddhist order, okay, which was started by a Sri Lankan monk back in about 1880s and 1800, late 1800s, okay, and it was started by the monk Nagrik Dharampal, and it was very, very important. In some ways, it is still very important now because this is regarded as Nagrik Dharampal is regarded as the person who was instrumental in reviving interest in Buddhism towards late 19th century. Because back then, most of the Buddhist sites were almost forgotten and they were in ruins, and they were very instrumental in helping the site which we see at Sarnath today coming back to its original form. So they are a very important society now, and they have a very beautiful temple which we see now.
It's open to all. Anyone can get it.
You guys should go and see. How many have you actually seen the temple inside Mahamudi? Anybody?
So quite a few people are the.
Nobody from the walk last time? Just two. Okay, then have a look at the temple. Okay. This is in Calcutta, by the way. Not Tawang or Sikkim.
So there are beautiful murals on the wall depicting the life of Buddha and different events of Buddhism.
See the brilliant fresco work down on the ceiling. I mean, it's amazing. You see, Raman, you want to talk about the
If you see the top part of the stage, you can see Buddha moving on in a horse carriage on the extreme top right hand corner. Then you have the old man who is sitting by the pillar. Then you have the sick man who is crawling, you can partly see. Then you see the dead body, and obviously on the left was the same. So the four things that transform Siddhartha into becoming Buddha. You
didn't see that, right? Thanks to the Japanese, because it gets a lot of fun from Japanese when you are. Seated Buddha with the
on street photography.
I think we have an agitated child, not really happy with it. Okay. Now the wonders continue, right? Now, as we move further north from Mahabodhi, you can come across this beautiful building in. If anybody has interest in architecture, it's in Indo-Saracenic architecture, right? And Indo means is coming from the then prevalent, basically British architecture. Okay, so not really Indian. And Saracenic would be the Islamic architecture from the Middle East. So if we note the arches on and the forms, the way the arches have been designed, the gate and the window and the pillars, so it's a fusion of that. It was very, very prevalent at that time. This was built at around about 1880s, 1890s again, end of 19th century, and it was the most prevalent style of architecture for British and British buildings across India.
Also temples.
Also temples. Yeah. Exactly. So this is basically the Baptist Mission Students' Hall. The Baptist Mission, of course, as we know, by William Carey in Chirampur, and who deserves his own session. He's got such a big history. So this is where probably the students, who were involved with the mission, used to come into the city. They used to, put up here and use it as a hospital or a lodge, right? And so this is the Baptist Mission Student Hall.
I'll just tell you a little bit about the Baptist Mission. Yeah, please. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about Baptist Mission. So Baptist Mission was started by three from Denmark, and they started operating from Singapore. Kerry, Marsman, and Wall, and they also started the first printing press in India and Asia probably. I'm not sure what it is. It's the first one in India. And I just tell you, this is the digital revolution we are going on. We are in Instagram, we have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have Wikipedia, being part of the preparation. But these people who are the people who initiated the print media in India. And the first book was already in the Bible. In fact, the first printed book was also the Gutenberg Bible. So what I would say is that the print media took a lot of time to take over. It almost took several decades, even centuries to become popular among the masses. But on the other hand, the digital media has been a very fast change. It's a literary festival, obviously you are getting print media also. So this is the mission that started the print media in India.
Yeah, and also can I also It preceded Rampur College, preceded Calcutta University. Yes. We speak so much of Calcutta University, but that preceded Calcutta University as many decades.
Rampur is it was one of the more beautiful towns at the time, right?
Since we're talking literally, I'm just.
Yeah, in fact, Shrirampu College was established in about 1814, 1817 by the, and it was not British at all. It was the Danes who helped it. And the Franz Ferdinand, I think, right? Who was the king of Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So Shrirampu is a Danish colony, if you are not aware yet. So yeah, it's much older than the university.
After, so we have seen a combination of religions, Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity, along with the modern philosophical, modern philosophical society religion, modern religion. Now we get into the college square now. This is the western end of the college square, and we have the most unusual structure out here. We have passed beside it number of times. How many of you know this? Okay, these people are, you know. Thank you, ma'am.
You know, we are Facebook and homework.
Okay.
Nobody else knows the structure.
How many Bengalis here? How many Bengalis here? A lot, right?
Almost everybody.
Almost everybody. Right? We're in Calcutta. Right?
How many of you have had Jews at Paramount? Okay. So many people at Paramount and Nokia's.
And so all of you have been to college square Puja also. So just want to that and to
I mean, this is like the, the war making, like I have to say, I mean, if you can put it locally, like take that, talk to the hand kind of.
Pick out. What were the two? That's right. It's going to be back to fine. Let me tell you about this memorial. This is known as the 49 Bengali Regiment War Memorial. So Bengalis have never been a martial race. Okay, they have always into books, and college square is a place where they got indulged in books. But generally, okay. So Bengal didn't have a regiment before, but another Bengal native infantry, which included people mainly from Bengal province. People mainly from today Bihar and UP, Hindi speaking or Bhojpuri speaking people. But this was a regiment which was formed during the First World War. In fact, First World War was not known as the First World War then, it was known as the Great War of 1420. And so a few Bengali people who joined the regiment and formed 49 Bengali regiment. They started as a Bengal double company and then went on to train themselves in Karachi, which is at the corner of India. And they formed a 49 Bengali regiment where they said they to fight in Mesopotamia. These are one of the most unplanned sections of the Allied forces. Many of them died, and they are buried. Okay, there was no option of cremation. Okay, Hindus and Muslims, it consists of Hindus and Muslims both. Probably there was no Christians. They are buried in the cemetery in Basra. And the names of these people who died are written down here. Let me tell you about a few tidbits of this regiment. Okay, the major thing was Subhash Bose, who was obviously was not Netaji at the time. He was a student of Ravin Shaw College. In his late teens, he volunteered to join his army, but sadly he was rejected because of bad eyesight. But there were other people who did. Haji Nazrul Islam, the national poet of Bangladesh, and a very popular poet, the songwriter in Bengali, was part of his regiment. But he was a non-combatant. He was a quartermaster and was posted in Karachi. He did not go into the battlefield. Another name, who is not very famous, Choilendranath Basu. He was the president of Mohan Bagan Club who owned a historic shield in 1911. So he was the one who volunteered for this army. Another man, Ramnath Vishwas. He was a member of his regiment, and later on he was a bicyclist and he made a world tour with his bicycle. So he has a book known as Ramanath Didigi. So these are the tidbits of his war. The next passage, there are other things to be seen in column. There is the name, you can see the name, the regiment number, rank, name, date of birth, and district from.
I think just to quickly round up on this, I think the key takeaway here would be, if you see, they listed the place of origin. So it's across Bengal, which is present day Bangladesh and West Bengal and East Bengal. It was very happy to see actually one Bengal, like everybody is Bengali in the event and fought. Yeah, good.
And you can see the ranks out here, Shipai, Havildar, Shipai. And at the time, Indians were not, they are only non-commissioned officers. Maximum they could become a Subedar. You can come Subedar or AK itself. part of the college square. Yeah,
Okay, again, this will connect to the Mahabali Society. The building you can still see in the background. If you look closely. So this is the statue of Anagrik Dharampal, okay, who is the founder of the Mahabali Society of India, and it tells how he was born in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and then established Mahabali Society, okay, also in Kaula. And I would just like to add quickly. I've already spoken about Mahabali, so you know what the function plays today, and Anagrik Dharampal was mind you a very important figure even back then. So important that you know about this Swami Vivekananda traveling to Chicago as part of the World Parliament of Religion in 1893. So that's where he went ahead and spoke about the Oriental and the Indian heritage, and in some way people put it as today that he brought back the attention of the world and told them, or take us seriously, right? We know what we're doing, right? We have a rich heritage to look back at. So Anagrik Dharampal was also part of the convention. There are 5 people who went from India, right? So Dharampal was representing Buddhism in that same World Parliament of Religion. So he was, he was
co-speaker of Vivekananda in the parliament. This is the name of one of the people who brought in English education to India. Not only English education, female education in India. This is why probably we are speaking English today. And most of the ladies have been part of education has been a contribution of this great man, David Hare. So David Hare is an interesting character. Okay, his father was a clockmaker. No clockmaker. Yeah, probably. So probably most of the time you might see as a watchmaker, but he was actually a clockmaker. He used to make table clock and cathedral clock. The cathedral clock, the clock in the clock tower of Armenian Church, the oldest Christian church in Calcutta, was made by his father, Alexander. So he sent his son David Hare to sell his clocks in Calcutta. So obviously Calcutta was the second city of the empire. So his son came over to Calcutta to sell these clocks which his father made. But he turned out to be a very poor salesman. And obviously, but he had other things to do, things for which he is remembered. But this grave is very unusual. This is not a college square, not a cemetery. And getting isolated grave in outside a Christian cemetery is very unusual for Christianity. So there are 2 concepts regarding this. One is that David Hare became a Hindu, and a Christian didn't want him to be buried in a Christian cemetery. But there are again controversies supporting it. Yeah, I'll come in. So what was Bethu? So these people were more of a Hindu than probably David Hare, but they were buried. And other opinion is that Hare wanted to be buried near his school and college. So he was buried in college there. So there is no official record regarding why he was buried here, but he still remains buried and a great inspiration in education even today. A view of the college square, you can see the Mahabali Society, the Christian Baptist Mission Church. The mosque is not visible from out here. Philosophical Society is there visible. Calcutta University.
Calcutta University.
Building behind, the 2 buildings you can see. One is the Dharmanga building on the left, and then the new centenary building on the building. The same thing is that this obviously can comparing by the architecture of 2 buildings, you can see they came up at different ages. Okay. The centenary building has replaced the Senate Hall. And you obviously look at the Senate Hall. Yeah? Actually, not really. If you had a old picture of Senate Hall, it would have been good. You would have seen how it looked like. The Senate Hall was demolished to give way to a new building because the university was running short of money.
You can look at the picture, look up the picture, and on Google, and then you can see at this picture. You can figure out.
There is even a picture of the college square pond and a university. So what happened after this was that they demolished the building and obviously they made a new building. Obviously at the time it was in the 60s. At the time there was no concept of heritage on the beaches. And now Calcutta University has got some space in Rajarhat New Town and they wanted to build a new campus. And they have to remodel the campus according to this Senate Hall. But strangely, the maps are lost. There is no map, no plan, and the only thing that remains is the non-scale model of the Senate Hall. So it's difficult for the architect to replicate it, but probably they will pick something similar, not exactly. Presidency University.
We all know about Presidency
University, but something we don't know maybe. Let's see the next picture.
Nothing.
अच्छा Now, Ram Iqbal thing, and this was I posted it promoting the walk. हमने also seen it. Some of there's one student from Presidency College. Anyone who is an ex-student or a student of Presidency College? Actually, ex-student, any ex-student of Presidency College? None. Anyway, so this is on the God's room on the left-hand side of the Presidency College. Ram Iqbal Singh, not a celebrity, a simple Darwan or a god at a college gate. He lost his life fighting riot when he invaded the college in 1926. The plague stands in his memory, and his grandson still stands at the gate guarding the college. And I'll go to back to the college crossing. We're taking the Vilan Shaloni Cornwall Street towards north.
Sure. So this statue stands at the crossing of Mahatma Gandhi and Road and College Street. Right? So this is a statue of like Bahadur Kushala's Pal, okay, who was awarded his most companion of the Order of the Indian Empire, okay, which is they have this list of the prestigious awards they give out to and titles they give out to people who are good to the empire.
It's not a CIE.
C dot title, right? He was a very famous journalist at this time, and he was instrumental in starting the publication Hindu Patrika, right? And I don't know how many of you heard about it. So, which started speaking about, again, it's part of the Bengal Renaissance. They started speaking about the education of the natives and the mass education. So it was very instrumental, and yeah, that's where he stands now. So this is an unfinished building. This is, I mean, you guys must have seen it if you go to College Street, right? This is the plan of the former government, right? So, and yeah, Monopoly is the name of this is supposed to be a book mall, and the idea was to take all the book vendors of College Street and put it up there, right? Which, in my view, would have been disastrous, taking away the entire charm of College Street. So, thank God it never happened. But it may happen. It may happen. You never know, right? This is the gate, the elaborate gate they have made, and I don't know why somebody would think of that, but then they thought about it. There's a mosque there. Must be because this. Okay, just to add on, this building stands at the erstwhile College Street Market, okay, which is in itself an old market. So yeah.
And so the gate has been maintained. That's the original thing. The restaurant market is broken now. The new Monopoly building is coming up.
Where is Indrajit Lahiri now?
ওখানে
We are in the plane. We missed a little bit of what was it out here. We saw the last. This was last stop we will take. And in between that, we visited another place, and photography was not around. That was the Vivekananda Museum. So that is the ancestral house of Vivekananda. I did a copy of Vivekananda and College Street. And I would say no photo walk is always complete with some secret being revealed. And a greatest secret we revealed that day was a trans-tropic plague. It's not here in the picture. So the greatest secret that was revealed was the trans-tropic plague. We're not sure when it was put up, but it is embossed in the cast iron, saying the trans-tropic out here on request. Yeah, it's very nice. The trans-tropic out here on request. So unless you put your hand up and put a trans.
And this is, of course, the Holy Grail.
Come and speak a little about this.
আমরা অন্য ছবিগুলো বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছি কিন্তু এই ছবিটা ইংরেজি ছাড়া কেউ বোঝাতে পারে না।
He's one of the biggest food bloggers of Calcutta.
Okay, so Nakul Nandi is basically one of around 160 years old sweet shop, and supposedly, or at least I'm very much biased, they make one of the best good sandesh or sandesh named sweet they make in Calcutta. So their favorite product, they have got their own website. Those who are interested, they can visit their site, get a feel. And as per their credentials, they regularly serve to Raj Bhavan, For Bollywood, they have served to Abhishek Bachchan's wedding. I don't know how many of you are fans, at least I'm a fan of Ashwarya, right? So that's the credential. It's just opposite to the Hedua. There is the Hedua Lake in North Calcutta. It's called Ramdulal Sharkar Street. So just go and have a look.
Ask anyone. I don't know too. अच्छा इमेजिन राम बोले बिना बस
And see it.
Okay.
I think yeah, we have
So we're done with that.
So now are going to discuss about how Instagram is taking a major role for the budding photographers. So Mr. Sambo, the founder of Calcutta Instagram, is going to talk about that.
Okay, so I'll just before I start off with the session, I'll just introduce the panel. I think we missed out on this. Yogoshri, the brilliant Instagrammer, Ramwanda, Sohel, extremely informative heritage bloggers, and of course Shomo Shankar Ghoshal, the founder of Streets of Calcutta and brilliant street photographer. So before I start off, I'll just speak for 2-3 minutes. Can we, everybody in this room, can you just stand up for a second?
For a second.
Everybody just do this exercise. For once. No, just once. Just once. We just need to see the energy is flowing on. Okay, sit down. Thank you. So we have for the first session got a very good idea about how the photo walk went. So I would just like to tell you about a very nascent medium that has come up that you could actually use to promote and let the world know about what the heritage of Calcutta is. I would just like to mention one of the very good Facebook pages called the Save the Heritage Buildings of Calcutta. I think some of you have seen it. Have you anybody? Yes. Okay. So have you anybody visited this page called the Save the Heritage Buildings of Calcutta?
For that came Calcutta photographs and
CPR.
So basically, what our idea behind creating a forum, behind creating this forum and this walk was to promote the heritage, which is actually, what do I say? It is not represented too much on social media. What happens is, I have been doing photo walks since 2010. But honestly speaking, in North Calcutta, there are so many heritage buildings that are not even photographed. People do not even know about it. So my major idea of doing this particular session is to let you know about Instagram. How many of you use Instagram out here? Excellent. So how many of you click pictures of heritage sites in Calcutta and upload it on Instagram? Okay, the count is. That is what I'm trying to say. Only 30 to 40% of the audience present in this room actually upload pictures of heritage of Calcutta. So I'll just tell you a very small incident that happened. I was in Delhi 6 months back. I was attending another Insta meet done by another Instagram group. They had a repository of approximately 2,000 images of only the heritage in Delhi. And compared to Calcutta, when I compare with the hashtag results IG Calcutta, I find almost 1/4 of the count of heritage coming in through pictures. So my suggestion to all of you would be, if you click a picture of any old building or maybe some known site in Calcutta, just upload this picture with the hashtag #heritage, #architecture, #Calcutta. The combination of 3 of these hashtags will actually let the world know that where this particular heritage site is there. And of course, as a Calcuttan, we are attending a very prestigious literary fest. And heritage is approximately, like, what do I say, covers almost, as far as I am concerned, almost 70% of my feed. So if you follow me on Instagram, please do follow. So you will find a lot of heritage spots as well as street pictures. But Instagram is not only meant for street photography or for outing selfies or for something else. It can basically represent any particular picture on Instagram using this platform. So we have Shomo Shankar Ghoshal, the founder of Streets of Calcutta. He's going to discuss some of the very good shots that were taken during the meet, as well as we'll try to take some of the pictures clicked today through the hashtag and analyze them.
Shamu said so many things good about Instagram, but he missed one big thing. Announcement on the Facebook.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. So, we as Calcutta Instagrammers and Streets of Calcutta collaborated with Facebook and Instagram. So, in a collaboration, it's basically all about all the parties that are involved. So, we generally mention it's a collaborative effort between Instagram, Facebook, Streets of Calcutta, and Calcutta Instagrammers to have the first ever official Instagram exhibition in Calcutta. And we have a big round of applause for that. And of course, there are a lot of people present in this particular room whose pictures were presented there. And it received extremely good response. There have been like so many media coverages, and we could definitely thank Somoda for curating this entire exhibition. The 17 photographers who were a part of our community, they got recognized from across the globe. So, now I would hand over the mic to Somoda.
Let's start like go to the preview. Overall, right now is probably not here. He was there for the photo walk. See, this is basically a photo Adda session. It is just not me that I will speak. Let's start with. So let's start with you.
Let's start with
some
Gaurav.
feedback.
What do you feel about this picture? Take it. Tell us.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, actually, I don't.
No negative comments, please.
No comments. I would only question.
Yeah.
What is the subject exactly pertaining to the story? The song.
Well, the right person would have been Onu, but
Yeah.
as you said, like the subject maybe like it could have been more in focus.
No, actually, I think the photographer might have thought something about this, like keeping it out of focus, and there is some story which I can't relate to. That is what I'm asking. What story can it be?
So basically, this picture didn't make an impact as far as you are concerned, right?
Not. I mean, I'm not talking about that, but actually, what story is involved behind this, I want to know about that because it's a street. I mean, it's a totally street photograph.
See, from the street photography person, like I can tell you, like I can find 3 layers. I'm not from the heritage or nothing. You can find the background there with a human being. There are 2 people in the opposite directions, and definitely what you have told, like definitely there is a story he tried to convey, which probably Olumo would have been the right person to say. Let's move on to the second photograph of this. Gaurav, hand over the mic to Shuri. This is Olumo's.
Yeah.
Something like what you see. Like we will see a very different version of this photograph again coming up.
I think this is kind of a square frame thing. I don't know if it's perfectly made like that. I think we are missing something like, or maybe the next frame you'll be able to see something else. But here I can see some children behind a gate. I can see, I mean, I think and this 2 ladies. One lady is wearing a black shades. I don't know whether she has some problem in her eyes. And these children are deeply involved and they're looking at her actually. If not the photographer, they're looking at her. And there are 3 different, what you say, layers, but out, I get the Jhapsa part. And then one Jhapsa part.
Yeah, Onamik, please.
Can use #Jhapsa for
Can't this be contrasted with present-day society where children exploitation is on a roll, and adults or we see aged people over here who are supposed to be the supportive pillars of the society or a family, and these children might be looking at her for some hope or some demand, like free us from the shackles of things, but her hands are also tied. They couldn't.
There's a very good point out here. Maybe, So maybe what my idea is, these children are basically looking for to take out experience from this lady. That yes, please unleash the shackles. That's what I would like to know what's
See, from the street photography, like it's it's a perception. Your perception, my perception can always be very different, and it's very much welcome also. For me, I see like two different ages. I mean, two different like age groups. Like probably they are seeing the future, or probably they are seeing their like past.
The point of contrast in this image, especially the railing.
The railing.
Yeah, exactly. Like how they are differentiated from each other. Like maybe they're stuck somewhere, but they have sort of a liberation. Maybe through the experience they've gained through the years.
On to do the honors of the next. Oh, sure. Yeah. Can you help with my question?
So this picture takes me back to my school days when I was in class 1 or 2. So from the other side, from the Jhapsha side, I used to wait for my parents when they were around and when they take me to listen. I used to miss my parents there. And now from the other side, from the non-Jhapsha side, it seems that the parents are also equally waiting for their children to see their children's faces. So this is like kind of an endless wait, which starts from nursery, class 1, and then goes on to whenever till death. Yeah, that's a great.
Can the Jhapsha be like a faded memories?
Can we have an applause for this?
Yes.
It's a nice.
This one is by whom? You can see the name.
Kishan Das.
Vishal here, I suppose he's not. Somebody say something. I mean, please, from the people who do not really click often. Anybody? Madam. Yes. Do you take photographs often?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But that's very personal hobby. So, nothing to yeah. So I was actually relating a few thoughts about the last two pictures I saw. Thought of sharing, but then forget. Can you go back to the last picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. The thought that I shared here is, I want to share here is, it's like children being the most the loving part. This is the loving part of phase of the children where they need to be protected. So for me, I see this picture as they are protected behind the gate, and the elders who are outside. They are waiting. The children are waiting to get exposed to the world, to the rough world, and the parents or the elders, they are waiting that no, you are still have not reached to that age, so you are still behind that protection. And
and what about the new one? The Kolkata, the Trump. An interpretation. What do you see?
The ultimate heritage of Calcutta. So there's like we are still in a black and white phase. Calcutta, we are still in a black and white phase.
That's not very encouraging sort of.
Yeah, I know, but
We are actually in the blue and
Could you
white.
pass the mic to him?
The two, both the vehicles are pollution free. The cycle one and the tram.
Something else? Yeah, sure.
No, I don't.
No, you for the recording.
It is not that.
See, the tram was the first public transport in Calcutta. So there was no other public transport before that as a public, open to public. Everybody had their own transport, horse and carriage. So that is contrasting very well with the cycle, which is still the ultimate one person's transport, where you very rarely see somebody behind. Really, it is just one person. And that is the public transport, which was the first public transport.
Probably you see when you come from the Borelli, I always get back to relate by the tram started in 1818 in Calcutta, which was obviously the horse-drawn tram, and electrification started from 1902, and it was obviously electrified stage by stage. So, and I did we have a great photograph of the tram stopping, not from the angle point of view, but from a documentation point of view.
But also after 1880, it was discontinued because it was not popular.
Yeah, you know,
It
this
was
tradition.
discontinued and then reintroduced again.
Yeah.
Much later.
One more thing, one more controversial. Vishnu বললেন যে এটা pollution free. I think it's not pollution free. We had a long discussion in CP and M group long time back. So it runs on electricity and which is from coal.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the sound pollution with the Calcutta Trans made.
A lot of us nowadays, we woke up in the morning, that was our alarm.
Okay.
The first 4:30 traffic.
Okay, the first one.
Okay, let Dada say something more. Dada, 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 Dada. Then the other Dada will come in. No, Acha, let him do it first. What do you feel? What do you think about this photo? I'm not coming from the street perspective. It is like just no. This is not square. This looks like a square. This is not. Yeah, something. I mean about Calcutta. Did it portray Kolkata or?
It's a cross section of a head of a bus.
Yeah.
And what's that shop and what are the things kept in
That is College Street.
Yeah, but what is the exactly what shop? Oh, exercise books, yeah. It's difficult to say this one. The tram tracks are there and
Tram
bus
tracks
is
are
there,
there,
and then the rickshaw is there. So it depicts some modes of transport like this bus and tram tracks are giving the thing that trams is also being run, and then the rickshaw is there. So different modes of transport.
Perhaps
At the same place.
sometimes buying the excitement might also buy a transport later on.
Yes, maybe.
That's example.
Basically, modes of transport like the bus takes you one place to other, education takes you
From one stage to the
one stage to the other.
Actually, I can see the Lugos system of Calcutta.
Logo streets of Calcutta.
Rickshaw,
No, no,
rickshaw.
no, the rickshaw. That about that. Yeah, that was like the next one. Then we have. This is can give the name. Like the name is not visible.
No, this one.
Okay, this is why I know Nilanjana. Nilanjana is here. So let's have the mic to Nilanjana first. Nilanjana, see something about this photo.
This is basically there were few kids were playing around in the college square when we were visiting that place last Sunday. So there are a couple of boys, they have been doing some freak stunts. Freak stunts with their bicycles. Probably these bicycles are being hired by them because they were simple street kids. They don't have these bicycles. So I could manage to grab this photograph. After doing this, the boy simply fell off the bicycle. So this is what prompted me to click this photograph. Plus, you can see the Calcutta University building at the back of the photograph. That's all. Thank you.
I want to comment on the action point of view. I always take the liberty in telling about these photographs. He happens to be my father. So only thing that confuses me, Nilanjana, in this photo is the action is brilliant, no issues, but it was mixed with the background and there is a lot of sky that I see, which is probably not adding much to my photo. So next time probably we should look into the little bit of the background part also. But again, I also understand like if you try to look at a lot of those technical and aesthetical aspects, you will miss the action. Can we have Nilanjana's second photo? Something about this photo. Okay, let somebody else say. Somebody from the background. Vishwajit, fast. We are running short of time. Something about this photo. Something. And by the way, Vishwajit is a brilliant photographer. Let him come out with something.
These are the kids playing.
It's just the
two kids with two kites, and it's a low angle photograph, so the cycle is adding to it. It's in total it's a good one.
You don't want to make enemies with Hilali. Good.
Tell us, do you find any story out there?
Any story or something? Forget about the College Street.
Take that out of the
Actually, if my personal take is there should be some actions. If it would have been something like the kids were doing something and it would have been taken in a randomly, it would have been
More
like a
candid for
candid. Yes, that's
I like the contrast
Yeah, sure.
between the two children in winter. One is covered from head to toe, obviously from an affluent family, more affluent, and the other is like totally. And I remember the photograph I had done once in Pirota Kotla, where there was this boy in Delhi's around this time or maybe earlier, freezing cold. They were like covered from head to toe. There was this little boy taking care of laborers' children. He must have also been from the laborer section of the society with nothing. And that contrast, look at those two children sitting, both apparently going to fly kites, maybe later, but look at the way they're dressed.
Pretty much very close to what she said. I just like to say that if we have to name this photograph, we like to say something like the flights of fancy, because you see, as she said, two very contrasting, boys we are, and then we both about to fly to kites, and how it would, giving flights to their dreams and adding on to it. So some kind of aspirational.
This reminds me of Khalid Hussaini book called The Kite Up.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
Yeah.
We said that nine guides are taking them together.
Yes.
Nine guides is going to be the activity which is going to bring them together to people from different backgrounds.
Can I ask, please go back to that picture one. The ones who are on Instagram, can you just tell me 2 to 3 hashtags that should be used with this picture? If you have to show this to the global audience.
No, in my face.
IG Calcutta for sure.
One is the mic, otherwise people will. Can you have mic?
IG Calcutta for sure. Then the other two goes to other people.
Anybody who wants to say? Quickly.
I think we are preparing to fly high. Sorry to me.
Okay, and any hashtag that you want to suggest with this picture on Instagram?
Underscore.
Please use the microphone.
Hashtag underscore SOC.
No, that is a more relevant
perspective of the photo.
Wandering to fly high.
I like the hashtag, but for Instagram it's slightly longer. So we should basically stick to a short. You want to say something?
The one word would be hashtag friendship.
Friendship, very nice hashtag friendship. It will give you a lot of coverage, and if you basically post, I think I should discuss this probably within just 2 minutes. Yeah. So I think I should discuss this once. For example, if you want to post this picture and you want to basically make the Indian audience see and comment on this particular picture or like it, you should basically post after 9 o'clock in Indian IST time. If you want global audience to have more hits on this, please post this before 11 AM or maybe anytime in the afternoon session. That is between 1 to 4. So one very good hashtag that sir mentioned is #friendship. One she also mentioned blue in my frame. Because blue is something that I should discuss. It is, as you know, it is basically the theme color of Instagram. Okay, blue. So anything which has blue in it, it should basically come with the hashtag #blue in my frame. Of course, I think one very important hashtag should be there is #street photography. That should be there anytime. And if anybody here follows Streets of India, that's a very popular Instagram handle. @Streets of India, you should basically use the hashtag #_SOI. these are, if you use these 4 hashtags, I think you can basically reach to your target audience anytime you post during the day. The hits would definitely depend on the type of posting. Okay? Next.
Yeah. Somebody from background, Abhishek. Something. I mean,
What's your take on this?
this is something related to newspaper reading. It's an early morning ritual. Yeah, early morning ritual of every Bengali people in Kolkata. Apart from that, any known photographers at the background?
I would like to say something.
Yeah.
This person is spending his leisure time reading this newspaper, whereas the other people, they are going for some work maybe. So
those are us. Those are us.
Yeah, actually, but I mean, for a layman, yes, that could be a perspective. Somebody who doesn't know the city.
This photo actually refers to some concentration. I mean, he is actually concentrating. Actually, I think this is a very, I mean, the perfect caption would be concentration. Like this, I mean, everything, every rumpus of the streets. This man is actually reading the newspaper with all his concentration.
Did anybody spot the grip, the tightness of the grip on the newspaper? Try and see this very closely. Try and observe it.
Right. I just want to make an observation here, and that is a person in the street reading a newspaper is a very Kolkata phenomenon. You see people in any place, inside a car, in front of a chai dokan, baranda, তলায় বসে কাগজ পড়ছে। আমি point and shoot camera দিয়ে ছবি তুলি। I have probably 10 or 12 pictures like that. দেওয়ালে গায়ে ছবি, 3-4 জন লোক দাঁড়িয়ে ছবি খবরের কাগজ পড়ছে। Nowhere in the world এই phenomena আপনি দেখতে পাবেন। কলকাতায় এলে যারা কলকাতার বাসিন্দা নয়, এটা তাদের খুব চোখে পড়ে। So this is very Calcutta picture. Very good, actually. This is very Calcutta.
But I have taken photographs in other cities also. People reading. I have taken a photograph of Monument Circle in Bombay, where there is a film shooting happening at the town hall, which is a very popular place in Bombay. Town hall film shooting, everybody is looking at the film shooting, and there is this person sitting in the middle of the park, Monument Circle, just reading this newspaper on the street. On the road, talking to people. So reading. So we feel that sense of ownership, the paper, Bahali and all that. I am not so sure that is correct. I have taken photographs in Bajbaj area, factory by people reading the Hindi newspaper.
Yeah, so Bajbaj did it.
No, I don't. So it's not just a Bahali.
No, I'm not saying it's a Bahali. Okay, let me. Since it's good you mentioned, it's not Bengali thing. It's Calcutta, and Calcutta, mind you, is not Bengali.
It's a cosmopolitan.
Calcutta is not a Bengali city. I mean, I can say that loud and clear, right? And those who can argue, but it's not a Bengali city. Calcutta is Calcutta. Okay, so yeah, it's a very Calcutta thing. That's what we're doing.
Any other take on this photograph by someone else? Shabda show. From the street perspective, I mean, nothing to do with College Street or something. I mean,
it's all about busyness. You see the person who is living the newspaper is busy. The person who is doing his work early is also busy. The concentration which is very visible is that baby is the person the way he's in the newspaper. I'm sure it's quite a close. If we take the point from the photographic perspective, the photo was taken close.
even the person is not being disturbed. So that's the first thing is being less visible, at least from my perspective, looks like.
Also something is not you, right?
Not yes, not bearable to this. Those two persons probably going against yes. Yeah, one is all the persons are looking that side, and this only person is looking to outside. So, yeah, that's nice. Catching up.
So, okay, tell me the next one. This one is with whom?
So it
Yeah, you want-
Please pass the mic.
Yeah, so the composition,
This one
it's,
or the other one?
this one. Actually, it's, I would say it's against the flow.
Mine.
Okay, so this guy means against the flow. So the flow is that side. People are probably busy watching something in the streets. Maybe some shooting is going on or something, and people are going to that side, and this guy is facing this side. So it feels like he's against the world or something. So he has created his own world, and he's busy into it. So that's what's coming from this picture. Which,
What is that? In one word, non-conformist.
Next one, please. Carl,
Shoykot.
Shoykot is not here. Okay, no problem.
Anybody wants to? Jyoti Roy.
Please. Oscar, you.
That's okay. You can speak for me. Quickly, please. Something which comes to your mind.
This is an Adda. This is not a formal kind of a session.
Then no Chinese.
I think we will start by
Job going on, that's his work, and he's selling, I think, newspaper. He's selling newspaper, that's his it's a business conducting.
Business customer. Okay. You hand over.
Hand it over to Shantanu.
Yeah, do that. Okay.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind? I'll give you a cue. Look on the right. Come in front. Transaction, right? Here, pass it on. We'll come back to you.
As you mentioned transaction, there is transaction in two ways. So first there is monetary transaction, and then there is transaction of knowledge that the person is caring about the affairs of the world from the inside.
And we have the next one.
Yeah. I think we can skip this one because this is a normal shot. Yeah.
Can somebody say all this? Shomo Mukherjee is, I suppose, here. He was there in the morning. Now left. No problem.
So anybody wants to talk about this? Can we have somebody from the third row from this side? Shomo talk about it.
It is our
Robot actually.
Yes, please.
আমার মনে হয় এই চারটি দেখা যাচ্ছে সেটা হসপিটাল এবং সেই গেটটাকে ছেড়ে সেটা
Fine.
This is pretty much similar to the second one.
Yeah, I told you there would be a second version of it.
There's something else as well. If somebody watches it closely,
There's another figure.
They are wanting to come out, but somebody is watching them that you are not going to get out. So somebody is just watching that. That's the problem.
Has his own perspective of view. So most of the people, Shomo and Shamo go to mainly street photography. But people like Mohadi or I do documentation photography. So Mohadi can go Mohadi upload from each other.
I like the black and white. First of all, there's no color in their lives.
আপনার সাথে আমরা নিতে গেলে বিয়ে দিতে চাই ওকে ইন্টারভিউ the black and white first thing আমার বলবো আমার ফার্স্ট থিং দ্যাট অ্যাট্রাক্ট মি ওয়াজ the logo something like CC
Yes, that
what is
definitely.
it আমি
আমি এখনো ভাবছি ওরা কথা বলছি আমি কিন্তু
আমি কি ভাবি পাচ্ছি ছবিটা কোথায় তোমার হয়েছে
Exactly.
so this is the perspective for essence of photography I would see pictures like the blind and anything else
Yeah. Especially when you put it into black and white, those logos stand out. That line was the point.
Snapchat one chapter is Bangla Bishopji. This is not Snapchat part. Not just about clear parting the logo. We know the past thing that show why was the following what is the value.
Some inspiration for the next post.
आगे छूटा भाई छूटा लेक्चर आगे प्रेजेंट नहीं हो रहा है
This is Sammaniya Laravan.
This is Lahavan I suppose it is Lahavan India but I'm the only issue
Let's standing in front of this one.
so we see
Next. Shuja is over here. Where is Shuja? Shuja, let Shuja speak something about this photo. Fast.
This kid was actually his mother at this shop, and this time he started sneaking from this notebooks kind of books. So that time I thought of taking this candid shot of this world. That's it.
So, from what the pictures that were shown right now, we'll be picking one winner, one of the best pictures of this walk. Yeah, the prizes and all will be decided later. So, the 3 best pictures.
All the kind of the preview.
Yeah. And for today's walk, I'll just, though I already mentioned, all the images to be uploaded on Instagram with #AKLF 2016 and #IG_Calcutta within 48 hours from now on. Okay? Any picture posted after 48 hours won't be considered.
Right click. View.
Just click it.
Maybe one size lower. Not that much. It's a difficult decision to judge because judging is always we missed it. Judging is judgmental. So for me, I'm talking from the street photography perspective view. Let's start with number 3 first, right? Okay, number 3 for me was Shoybox. Can you just blow it up? Enter. Not an issue. For me, number 2 was the last photographer what we discussed was Showroom Mukherjee's that black and white one. Sure. And the winner is right over here.
Any cases. First one. Second. Okay.
Because I was at that place and I know it was not purposely short. So can you have this photo? ল্যাপটপ বসে গেছে
ছোট করেই দেখি বড় করে প্রাইসটা দেখবো
So you call it Arjun? Arjun Ross. So you remember? Yeah. So the mic now goes to the able hands of RJ Roy, like who is a professional speaker. So please.
No, it's a holiday for me. Anyway, good afternoon. I think it's good afternoon. So, what we have designed basically, me and Shubhogi, what we have done is we have taken 6 places or maybe 6 words from the entire stretch of Park Street. That's where we stuck to, and we'll give you 2 things. One is a game. It's a word game. How many of you know jumble? Are you aware of jumble? If the hands go up, that's easier for us to know. So we're going to play this in teams. As far as I know, Shamo, what you told me, there would be 6 teams or 6 groups, the way you guys were like going around.
6 people, please come up.
As the team leaders or the group leaders.
We identified our groups.
Right. So there will be 6 teams or 6 groups. We're going to hand you the question paper. This has 3 word games and 3 questions. Questions which are on Park Street. So it's a Park Street Heritage quiz. You might have come across these buildings or maybe these landmarks on Park Street today or maybe some other day in your life, in your previous walk, which was not maybe a water walk or something. And there are 3 words which we have jumbled. There are 3 words which we have jumbled and which give away 3 places on Park Street. The last one is a tough one, and that has a connection to St. Xavier's College. So that's there in the hint as well. The next part, or that part B, is a Park Street Heritage quiz. We have 3 questions there. So let's see who answers how. 3 quizzes, 3 word games, and 3 questions. That's what team 1. How much? 10, 15 minutes? How much? 15 minutes? Fine.
Filling the answers
So,
and submit it here only within 15 minutes.
to name the group as well, because we need to find out. I don't know. Chota said to you, right? The original question goes up in that case. And we have a team, by the way. They have a team, but we will make a team now. They have a team. छोटा पेन लगे ना हमें छोटा बहुत छोटा पेन लगे अब देखिए छोटा बहुत छोटा पेन लगे वो कितना था काम करो चुके हैं